be able to broadcast anymore, and that's what they're worried about.
Yeah. I believe that the broadcast, the live streamers who have been using the platform are whitelisted to continue using the platform. As we go forward, we have set a requirement that people have a collective reach of 10,000 people across
which means all your platforms, for those who don't understand.
All the platforms that you're connected to, and all of the platforms that the people who you're collaborating with are connected to combined. So if you have 5,000 people across your collective platforms and you collaborate with somebody who has 5,000 people, you can broadcast. And if you don't, we believe, based on what we saw from our data and our experience, that you don't have a sufficient audience reach to make this a good experience. And so that's why we're limiting to that, and we're encouraging people to connect their social platforms and collaborate, because we believe it will elevate the experience, and it'll elevate the collective experience of everybody on the platform.
But this is nothing new. Like even YouTube, and I don't know if you know what it's like to try to get followers on YouTube. You must pull your hair out. But I have 2,500 or something, and I was so excited when I hit 1,000 because I could finally go live. Right, and it took years. It did not.
I don't know if the mic is on. Is the mic on? Maybe it is. I watched the Honcho stream earlier. They were adamant they are going to have landscape. You know what? Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Yeah, I heard people say that there isn't landscape, but I think there is landscape, right? Hold on a second. I guess what you're seeing is in terms of even on the desktop here, huh? It is this weird 2:3 ratio, which I haven't been able to wrap my head around because, like, I'm looking at my Twitch feed right now, and like nobody follows me on Twitch. I've never paid attention to Twitch before, but obviously things are changing, so it's probably a smart thing to do. I just chatted to myself. There's like little hearts floating through my Twitch stream. That's wild. But my Twitch stream looks like this. Oh wait, sorry guys, I don't even have myself on camera. Hang on a second. Hey, look, I want to build. I've never tried Twitch, and I've had a lot of success with this platform. So definitely want to try it. Oh no, don't go to sleep, computer. Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to be just a yes man for sure. But I mean, I've had some connections. I've got some connections with Mark and with David and stuff outside of Haps that they're guys that I like. You know what I mean? I mean, I like them. I like their platform. I understand what they're doing. It's a business. And so my feelings, whether I agree 100% or not, they're not going to be hurt. It's a business decision. And when I started to have a little bit of traction on the platform, and it opened Haps totally changed my life. So did Clubhouse. And I'm working in film and in Hollywood and doing things that, I went to film school a long time ago. I mean, my life has been completely transformed for the better. But, um, they still haven't, well, I mean, I got lucky in a lot of ways, right? But I mean, but they still haven't, opened it up to the world really yet, I don't think. So they're still in testing mode. And this is the third, it might actually be the fourth iteration of HAPS. I know of the journalism iteration, which I am and was a huge fan of and still am. There was what we just came out of iteration, we want to open it up to more people iteration, which I assume is this isn't exactly going the way that we were hoping. Maybe we can add this element and still be able to do what we wanted to do thing. Now, this new thing is not at all about what the original concept was. I mean, you can't even marry them. I mean, you can't put them together. I mean, it's not possible. You can't connect this idea of changing journalism in the face of journalism on a worldwide level and what they're doing now. But you know what? It's a business, and they're here to make money. And $4.5 million was just given to them by venture capitalists to say, we want you to make us some money. And probably they said, in order for you to get some money, we're going to need some new ideas. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I literally don't have any idea. You know what I mean? Like I've had people reaching out to me like, dude, like what's going on? Like I'm not Haps, guys. You know what I mean? I know there was a brief window there that I was, the one of the three or four faces of Haps that had come along, along the way. But even that's a stretch. And but it was at the height of when I was on Haps a lot, and man, that was just some of the most fun times of my life, no doubt about it. But yeah, of course, there's strings attached to that money, and the big string is you need to make us money. Well, see, I don't even think that it's probably rushed, to be honest with you, Mike. I think they're rolling it out to see how it's working. And we're the folks like everybody else. Um, we're the folks like everybody else that is um, testing it out. If you want to be here, to test it out. And I'm here. Look, I in the summer, actually, literally the time that I was in LA and got to connect, to some folks, to somebody at Haps when I was in LA. It was I pretty much came back from LA and I wasn't on Haps anymore practically because that opened up so many doors for me and there were other things going on in my life like losing my business and COVID and all these other things. So it was a pretty strange time, but it was a lot of fun. And I'll answer you in a second there about Become. That's the nonprofit that I helped start. Oh gosh, I think we're into our eighth, maybe we're going into our ninth year this year. And I was president, and I ran the organization for a while, and I've been behind the scenes forever. And yeah, so we had a great board meeting today. My gosh, we went from literally no money. We didn't have a dime, no seed money, and we are just under $1 million budget now in 8 years for a nonprofit, in enormously successful nonprofit that's done game changing work across the country, and I'm very proud of my little part of doing that. But everybody's freaking out. It's just like when Periscope, and I mean, I was on Periscope. Yeah, I'll address that too. I was on Periscope, I don't know, a couple of years doing this little news thing, pretty much the same kind of format I had, but I wasn't interviewing anybody. And it was a blast. I had fun. I mean, I went I swear it might have been 2 weeks that I did that and I didn't have anybody watch. I was having fun. And then eventually I got a very, very small following. I did not bring any kind of following from Periscope with me to Haps at all. Not at all. And so every little bit of all the views I got from Haps were organic. I got them from Haps. And you could collaborate and you could make those things happen. And I mean, like I said, it's been a blast and I still love it. And I'm excited about what's coming. That's what I was going to say is, but if you were paying attention to what they were saying, in their now, granted, I've had access to the Discord, which only certain people in the beginning had access to. I think anybody technically could be on the Discord server now, but if you just kind of listened to their chatter, to what people talk about, which I'm really good at doing, you could see what was coming. And if you were smart, you probably could figure that landscape's always been problematic. This is not a shocker. What is weird is this 2-to-3 ratio that we're in right now. This is not the standard phone ratio either. So I can't quite figure that out. But I mean, I haven't even really looked at myself on mobile here. Hang on a second. Let's go off of Twitch. As it relates to the 10,000 people criteria, man, that is tough. I get it. I think that probably maybe could have been done better. But I honestly don't know that any of this, I can't even find my own profile. And I don't even know that any of this could have been done better, to be honest with you. I certainly wouldn't want to wouldn't want to have to attempt to do that. Okay. So if I click on it, I see I am frozen currently on the mobile. But I take up about what, 2/3 of the screen? That's interesting. I'll have to study that. But yeah, so the 10,000 people criteria, you know, it makes sense from a business perspective, from a bandwidth perspective, um, from a we just got 4.5 million, not 40 million dollar perspective. So by limiting the amount of people that can stream, I think you give yourself a pretty good closed test. Yeah, we don't know anything about their financial position, right? But right now, even though I think they called it HAPS 2.0. Um, but we were never 1.0 because I don't you can't jump from beta to 2.0. I don't know, but you can do anything you want. You can say whatever you want. But oh, is that only because I'm not taking up the full screen? Hang on one second. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at this. I gotta go back to my profile. That. Oh no. Okay. I see. Anyway, but as far as the 10,000 criteria goes, I mean, I can think of a lot of reasons why you would want to limit that. Like I said, just bandwidth. This costs money. Like, I mean, this is free for people. So first of all, anybody that's complaining, um, I mean, if Restream changes everything, you just don't pay for it anymore, right? I mean, if Haps changes everything and you don't like it, I mean, it sucks, but don't come anymore. I mean, that's just the nature of the world. Now, I think that you will not find a more caring, compassionate, open, willing group of people than who we see at Haps. Maybe we're part of Meta. Oh man, I heard somebody talking tonight because I've been listening to different streams. Facebook is going to become Meta. No, Facebook is not going to become Meta. The parent corporation of Facebook is now called Meta. But Facebook, the name Facebook, that's not changing. No, Meta, that wouldn't work. And Mark Zuckerberg's, he's crazy and he wants to create the metaverse and he's got the money to do it. So that should scare the shit out of people instead of worrying about Haps making some changes. But I understand that people have a huge emotional investment into the platform. And I just don't think you're going to find better guys than Pablo, than Peter, than better people than Lucia, better people really than Mark, than David and Drew. And they all, Peter and Pablo, I mean, it's a job. I would imagine they go home at night sometimes it's like, oh God, the drama today, right? Because they're human beings. So we can't expect them to be beyond that. So Mark and David and Drew, they had an idea, they came together, and they've brought that idea to life, and it changed. And it changed again, you know, and it might change again. And if people keep giving them money and they keep trying, hallelujah, right? I mean, look, I'd love for, I want people to invest in the work I'm doing, and I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff. So, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not thrilled with what Haps did, but I knew it was coming. I mean, my ears were open. I knew the changes were coming. I knew the interface was going to be much more simplified. I knew there was a pretty high probability that landscape might not even come back. Just based on when the Reddit stuff started, because Reddit won't do landscape, that Reddit has stayed in the mobile mode. And it's all mobile. Look, I do depending on what you consider my work, but I can do 80% of my work of any business, that I had to do on my iPhone 12. Like, you know, even firing off emails, even creating Word documents, which I thank God I don't have to do that stuff very much. No, I don't think they're shooting themselves in the foot with the criteria because they want people that come to the platform as they stated. Wait, are they saying that the viewing is 75% mobile of the streaming? That's the stat they give. It might be higher than that. But yeah, I'm sure it is at least 75%. And I'm sure they've got that data, and you can find that data all day long in other places. That's not a shocker. But no, they're looking for people to come in and build this platform. Their new brand, because I think this was always their brand, was creator focused, because I think there's a market for a company, and maybe it'll be a niche. I don't think they're going to eclipse YouTube anytime soon, but they're probably working on creating a bit of a niche. With hundreds of tens of millions of people would be a pretty nice niche of people to come to be on the platform. And if you go back through all of my streams and you look who a lot of my guests were, who were they? Musicians, because musicians played on this channel. And I figured that out pretty quickly and took advantage of that and have made some great friends. In other words, does a higher percent stream from a desktop and the viewers are mainly on? Ooh, now that would be interesting. But let's just quickly go through the top people. I'm not saying better or worse, but I mean, Bobby Bicker, landscape. Chris Gales, Bobby Bicker, majority. I mean, she would go outside occasionally, but that's a laptop, desktop, iMac. Chris Gales, cell phone at his gigs. Probably cell phone at home, though he may use his computer. All of the musicians, pretty much are doing it from their cell phones. Chris Angeles, desktop at home, cell phone outside of home. So where are we? We've got all of the travel people. That was phone. I never watched those guys, the beardo weirdo guys. So I don't know. I think they were probably half desktop, half phone. But I mean, if I sat down and went through every user that I know that's ever broadcast on Haps, I would imagine most of them were broadcasting from their phone. The majority of them were probably broadcasting from their phone. But we were in a little insular community too. Like, if you dug around sometimes, you could find like, who's that person streaming? Whoa! I mean, I found a guy. This was a few months ago. Who's like in MMA fighter. The dude's getting like 3,000 views on his streams, and nobody, they didn't ever show up in the discovery. Um, and I don't think anybody knew who they were, but they had a lot of people from the outside because they had massive followings. So um, I'm not going to argue. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm sad that what Haps was is no longer available to me. But am I going to just cry about it and uh, whine about it and get on here and bitch about it? No. I'm going to figure out if it'll work for me, and I have a and I have a pretty good I have a pretty good plan. I think we'll see if it works. I don't have the kind of time that I honestly would like to be able to commit to the platform because I have a lot of other things that are a lot of other balls in the air right now. But I want to give it a go, and I want to see if we can do a fast paced musician based program. I have a this is a little tough because I have a reality show that's in development with a couple of people, and it's something that we want to consider selling to um, the big folks. And I think it's a really strong idea, and I was hoping to be able to maybe run some experiments on Haps as we're developing that show to see if we could sell it. So there's a lot of reasons for me to be disappointed that Haps has changed, but I mean, fuck, Haps made me, man. Like, I mean, I am in a development deal with a couple of people in Hollywood, and we probably got a snowball's chance in hell, but I mean, it's certainly fun, and that's because of Haps. That's because of the connections I made on Haps. What business did you have before COVID ended? So I'm a consultant. I'm an activist. I've been an activist for my whole life, and that activism never paid any money. When I would need money, in fact, I would manage car dealerships because I'm really good at people managing. That's why I'd make a couple 100,000 and then pay off all my debt and go back to making 20,000 a year doing what I loved, which was activism. Or I worked in the entertainment business, in the music business for a long time, in the sound reinforcement business, in the concert sound business for a few years. I shot and edited commercials and industrial videos and those kind of things, not on any big level, like a local commercials and things like that, and some regional stuff, but nothing anybody would have ever you would know today. But I know the business a little bit, and so this is all kind of a natural fit for me. But my consulting business, consulting with nonprofits in the specific area that I consult, that business, it dries up when something like COVID hits. Like I mean, I got to, I mean, my job would be to tell them first person you got to fire is me. You know what I mean? Because I'm dead weight for you folks right now. Because right now, the things that I'm doing for you, you just need to survive. And I have stayed with helping people, even if they can't afford it, to help them survive. Because obviously, I want them to come back. But if that business comes back, man, I'd have to make a choice. I would probably say no, and I might even consider hiring somebody to do that work under me or something like that because I really am digging what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, all the sour grapes and the drama. Look, it's what people didn't like about Periscope. They didn't like the drama. So what I do for companies, nonprofits and for-profits, I am really good at looking at systems, not computer systems, but people systems, management systems, operations systems, and finding problems in those systems or anticipating problems that will carry through to a system. So very much would go in and consult with organizations and assess kind of the state of where they are and the problems that I anticipate seeing after spending time with them and meeting with them and reading everything they've written and looking into everything they've done. And I'm good. I'm good at finding those holes, and hopefully I'm finding them before they become a big problem. and that has value to people, and I'd love to do it for like General Motors and make a gazillion dollars, but money's never motivated me. So it's just never been a thing for me. I love doing that work, but doing it for nonprofits is what I love doing it for. Helping people that I think deserve it. I'm anti-capitalist, so I mean, I don't want that GM money. I mean, I'll take it because I'll use your capitalism to tear you down. I'll use your money to tear you down. But that's besides the point. My politics is that the work that I did, and I mean I was homeless 10 years ago and have fought my way back, and I'm still not there, with credit and things like that. So we're on the road, but shit, man, the HAPS is the coolest thing that ever happened to me. I mean, in July, I was put on a plane and flown to LA literally within like a day of the idea more or less coming about. And wasn't even it was it was kind of a whirlwind for me, but I was like flown to LA. I didn't pay for anything. um I was treated like a king, and we were working on some things to put together, and those things didn't come together, but more may come from that, right? I mean, so I had created enough of a voice that some people were listening, and I got to give all that credit to HAPS. 100% credit to HAPS. And I posted, if you look on my Instagram and you look on my Twitter and you look on my LinkedIn, I put a little video up there, my love letter to HAPS, right? And I said, that I was excited, and I said that um if you're confused, it's business. You know, oh, yeah, I've done those. I've done those. But to get voiceover work on a level where it's going to pay the bills, it's like anything else. It's an insanely incredible, incredibly. What time is it? Ooh, God, it's 1:22 in the morning here. Jesus. It's insanely competitive, and I would have to be in that mindset all the time. And I honestly just don't like standing in my closet reading copy. It's just not fun. So but I mean, I'll do it if anybody got any voiceover work. I'm happy to do it. But I mean, it takes a certain mindset, to do voiceover work. A lot of people that do voiceover work and do it well also want to be like voice actors or actors and stuff like that. And I've never really had that desire, but I've done plenty of voiceover work, because most of the time when I was directing, editing, writing, and shooting a commercial, it just made sense to have me do the voiceover, unless it was too saturated on that particular cable channel or whatever. I didn't want to have my voice on every commercial or whatever. So, but yeah, when in doubt, I would be the actor even sometimes. So I've done all that stuff, and perfectly willing to do it again, and may pick up some of that work in order to keep me going enough to make these other things come together. But I'm still having the time of my life. So I got no hard feelings in terms of what HAPS has done over the last 24 to 48 hours, because they have given me something that they gave me a gift, and I've taken that gift and I've run with it, and I hope that I have some ideas of what I can do on this platform that are going to be different than what I did before. And I have some ideas I've got a lot of ideas around what could be done with this platform, and we're going to try some of them out. And so that's why I'm here tonight. It's my first extended period of time on here. I don't even know if I can delete this stream. I don't even know if I can download this stream. So I don't know what's going on, but I should probably go to bed, because good Lord, it is 1:24 in the morning and I am exhausted, and I didn't realize that it was this late. And it has been really nice chatting with you both. If you want to, do I want to pitch some ideas? I do not pitch. I'm going to have to pitch, but yes, pitching is a horrible thing. Eh, Somebody that's good at pitching doesn't mean they're good at what they're pitching. Okay. Like, I can pitch well, but do I know how to sell, distribute, and create new ice cream flavors? No, but I bet I could pitch one hell of a presentation that could win me in an ice cream pitching contest. But then I'd be fucked, right? I'd be screwed. Pitching is the stupidest way to pick anybody for anything, because just because you're good at pitching doesn't mean you're going to be good at actually doing. So, Uh, so don't get me started on the pitching crap. So yeah, like hit me up, DM me on IG. Oh no. My ideas are not getting out there. No. This is a business. This is my work. You know what I mean? Like I'm not broadcasting my ideas on this platform or anything else we're doing. This is my job, and that's proprietary information. You betcha, it's classified. I don't want somebody else stealing the idea. Um, but yeah, this has been fun. This has been fun. I haven't been on here a lot, and certainly not like this with just a nice, fun little one-on-one conversation. And I just want to send. I don't. I probably will delete this because it kind of doesn't fit within my stream. But if I can't, whatever. But I feel for everybody that's hurting right now. Because you've invested a lot of time and a lot of emotion into this, but I think the folks at HAPS, that this is their job, that have put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, whether they're an employee or a founder, co-founder, or an investor, don't just be thinking about yourself. And don't just be thinking about, it's not like they hadn't been telling the people that are very involved at HAPS for a while the changes were coming. Not a surprise to anybody. I haven't been in that Discord server that much, but I think, digging around in there, I think you could probably find enough clues to not be very shocked about what's going on. So, but excuse me. The community that helped build this platform, man, turning on it at the excuse me, at the drop of a hat, that would not make me happy if this were my platform, if this were my baby, if I owned this. I would at least expect to be given a little bit of time to show that, why we're doing what we're doing. I get it. The 10,000 thing is tough, but everybody that was complaining about that 10,000 number, they're grandfathered in. Yes, sir. We can talk for sure, sir. You know it. I love a Swedish partner. And then I could come visit you in Sweden because I've never been to Sweden, and I think that would be really fun. And I have a friend in Malmo, actually. But yeah, let's talk, man. Just get a hold of me tomorrow. I can share more ideas a little bit that way. Happy to do that. But do you guys like? Oh, you can't see it. Oh, because the screen is so small. Hold on a second. I want to show you. I want to show you the high tech system I have going here tonight before we get out of here. Hang on. You like my fill light? My paper plate, bouncing the light off my paper plate tonight because I got to get some kind of card for that. But anyway, it was great talking to all of you. Look, if you find out anything, any new tips or tricks or anything on this thing, let me know. I think they're going to be filling in the details soon. Just, stay positive, folks. Even if they bring in freaking Nicki Minaj or some rock star, right? Our little space will still be here. Our little space where nobody was really watching anyway will still be here. This little community can still be here. Just have fun. My gosh, for the majority of people here, and I did hear people saying, look, I never wanted to be a creator or an influencer. I just wanted to have my little show about whatever. Well, as far as I know, did I get a... Oh, who is changing my... That's interesting. Hang on a second. Did my actual... No, that's just the shadow. Anyway, sorry. I thought the shutter might have been on auto or something. Anyway, I just wanted to do my little show. Well, guess what? You still can. You can still do your little show. Whether you had 10,000 viewers or one viewer, it's still here because everybody that was complaining about the 10,000 follower rule pretty much grandfathered in. I know there were probably some people that were sitting on the, sitting on the edge or whatever that didn't. But I would imagine if you're kind of sitting on the edge, if you send them a little email, they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Come on, because for the community to not rally around these guys when they've made a decision that they think is in the best interests of their pocketbooks first and their employees, right? Because all those folks that work at HAPS, they need to get paid. HAPS needs to be successful. We need to support them when we're complaining about the changes that HAPS has made. You know who we're hurting? We're hurting the employees. We're hurting the people that put their blood, sweat, and tears into this and probably had no huge say over the direction it was going to go. Though kind of knowing those, knowing Mark and David a little, I don't really know Drew at all. But kind of knowing the way that they seem like they've always worked, I would imagine the employees gave a lot of feedback that mattered. You would want them to, because they're on the pulse of what's going on. But they also looked at numbers. They also looked at statistics. They also looked at the fact that Reddit only is going in portrait mode. They also looked at the fact that it appears like Instagram is going to allow people to access, through RMTP or whatever. So that would lean them towards this 2-to-3 ratio thing that I still haven't quite figured out yet. But the point is to just bail on HAPS after 2 days. Whew, I mean, that's not me. And I'm not loving this. I'm not loving it. I'm not telling you that, this is the coolest thing ever, because HAPS, the way it was before, that was the coolest thing ever. But maybe this will be too, heck, maybe I'll be a HAP star. You never know. So hit me up on IG anytime. Love to talk more. We'll talk to you more, buddy. Many people, including me, miss a live button. Later, Mike. Miss a live button that you can click on and see who is live right now. Well, we can talk about that tomorrow, but this is just the quick and dirty version, folks. A lot of those things that we had before, I think they're coming back. Ooh, seriously, I'm going to turn into a pumpkin, and I'm already not that pretty. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace be with you, and namaste.